Hello, everybody. Mike Bedenbaugh here, independent candidate for the 3rd District of South Carolina for the National House of Representatives. And today, I want to go into another section I've had of my 95 thesis. I've had a lot of people say, Mike, this is such a big list. It's so big. What are your most vital parts? What are your most important parts? You say you're not going to run for more than 2 terms. Well, there's no way you're going to get through 95 statements. Which ones are the most important to you? So I wanted to share with you some of the ones that I think are vital. And you're absolutely right. It's going to be impossible to get all of this stuff done. The purpose of all of this and elevating this is to try to get more people involved so we can help create a movement around reshaping what America is. Tapping into the initial core feeling that this country is about the aspiration of people to become free, to become independent, to become self-sustaining, to become entrepreneurs, to build their own wealth, as many people as possible, and uplift through freedom and commerce our society. But we have to get some work done to do that, and to be able to have individual empowerment versus corporate overlords. So, let's go into another section of the 95 Thesis, where Washington, this again is talking about Washington's farewell address and what he warned against the mischiefs of foreign intrigue. Now, he had a lot to say about this because he saw this as probably the most dangerous aspect that the nation would have to face, is how it deals with foreign nations and how it deals with wars. Of the 95 Thesis, 22 just deal with Washington's quotes regarding the problems of foreign intrigue. So I have marked, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I've got 7 of the, I think the most important, the ones that people need to hear. Let's get started. Thesis 41. The nation which indulges towards another habitual hatred or a habitual fondness is a habitual target of others. Number 42. An addictive sympathy for a favorite nation lures our nation into participation in the quarrels and wars without adequate justification. Thesis 43. The concessions and privileges to a favorite nation denied to others is apt to create an atmosphere of jealousy, ill will, and a disposition to retaliate. Number 45. The great rule for us regarding foreign nations is in extending our commercial relations with as little connection as possible. And number 48, take care always to keep ourselves on a respectable defensive posture where we may safely trust temporary alliances for only extraordinary emergencies. Thesis 57, never avoid opportunities for cultivating peace with all nations, no matter their system of governance. We're not responsible for how other people want to live, but we are how we interact with them and what benefits we can get from being the shining city on the hill. It's difficult to be the shining city on the hill influencing people when that shining city also has cannons and missiles lobbying at them. Just saying. Number 58. By interweaving our destiny with that of any part of Europe, Africa, Asia, or the Middle East, we entangle our peace and prosperity in the toils of localized ambition and rivalry. Now, I added the Middle East because the Middle East didn't really exist under Washington's day, but the meaning is still there about what part of other nations we need to be involved in. So, there you go. He had a lot to say about it. And he had a lot of stuff to say that I think a lot of people are surprised that he had that knowledge of. The founding fathers in Washington especially had such huge libraries and understanding and reading and knowledge of wars for 2,000 years, reading the history of Rome, reading the European wars from medieval time through the Renaissance. There was conflict everywhere. They had a huge library of examples of what we needed to be careful of and how wars evolved. So, how do we need to minimize these mischiefs? What I will fight for? Thesis number 60. The president cannot send military troops inside the domain of a foreign nation without a formal declaration of war by the House of Representatives. That doesn't even take a new amendment. It's right there. It's there. It says it. Only the House of Representatives can declare war. We have to break the precedence of thinking that the president can just lob missiles anytime he wants. We have to. Thesis 61. America is to honor all obligations that have been signed, but seek in all future relations a status of neutrality. Initiate plans to phase out the presence of a standing army in foreign lands. That's thesis 62. This is going to be the biggest discussion because the feeling is our troops are what help set the stage for stabilization. And I will argue nothing could be further from the truth. It sets the stage for constant retaliation, especially how they've acted the past 30 years on how they were ordered and where they were put and how they were positioned by the masters of war that are in control of them. Now, to be a neutral nation, we must have a powerful defensive posture. And this is something that I think will be really something worth discussing. We have to have this conversation. Thesis 63, military training at 18 years of age for qualified men and women. Everybody, every citizen should partake in military training. And then thesis 64 follows up with state and home guard service for a minimum of 2 years and never to be utilized outside the state of residency unless ordered by the governor in response to a need in another state that is supported by the citizenry or a constitutional declaration of war. So, that's a lot to talk about. But it's a conversation, it's a hard conversation we need to have. So let me know what you think. Go down in the bottom below, hit subscribe so you know when these things come up, and give me your comments. Let me know what you think about this. What is the compromise we can do so we can have a system of strength to where we will feel comfortable, where neutrality, no one would dare attack us? We're the most armed nation in the world, where more individual citizens have individual right to firearms. Can you imagine with that being done under the discipline and the responsibility of firearm management and under discipline of regimented training? No one in the world would touch us. I'm confident of that. So think about it. Let me know what you think. Hit down below for the rest of my thesis. Look at those. Let me know your responses there. Please sign up and let me know if I could count on you for support, and ask me to come to your communities. I would love to talk more about this. So until next time, place, purpose, preservation. Take care.